Hey, what's up everybody? It's Friday, and this week we are talking about airport security. So, barring my recent brush with airport security, I haven't really had that many. And I think the last time I flew, besides my top surgery, was pre 9/11, so airport security wasn't really like an issue then, obviously, because 9/11 happened. However, after that, I flew in 2012 when I got my top surgery, and I flew just last week to VidCon. So I have two kind of encounters pretty far apart, 3 years apart, with airport security that I'm going to share with you. My first one was in 2012, and this was the first airport I had been in since I transitioned. And going down to get my top surgery was nothing. I flew out of Boston, and I mean, there was nothing. I put my stuff in the bins, and I went to, when I tell you there was nothing, there was literally nothing. I went through the metal detector. I almost said medical detector. I went through the metal detector, and I got on the plane. Like, the most cumbersome part of it was taking my shoes off. I don't know if back then, they didn't do body scans for everyone. I can't really remember, but I do remember that coming back, flying from Florida to Boston, I did have to go through the body scanner. And I remember that at that airport, I don't know if it was something particular to the airport that I was in Florida or the time period, but not everyone had to go through the body scanner, but my mom and I were chosen to go through the body scanner. So basically, I had to stand in the scanner and hold my arms up above my head, which sucked because I literally had just gotten my drains out, and I was a week post-op, so I wasn't supposed to put my arms over my head, but I had to because I was going through whatever. So I wasn't wearing anything. I wasn't wearing a binder. I had just gotten top surgery, so literally stroke of luck. If I had gone through the body scanner on my way down when I was wearing a binder, though, it probably wouldn't have been that lucky. Anyways, I went to the body scanner. Everything was fine. I guess it was because I wasn't packing or wearing anything. So yeah, nobody called me out on anything or whatever, but this time was different. So I went through security going from Boston to LA, and I had a stopover in Philly, but I didn't have to go through security or anything because I had already been on the plane, so obviously. So before I even got to the body scanner part of security, I was walking to get in line, and this woman who worked for TSA pulled me aside and swabbed my hands, which was very weird, with this cloth, and she put it into a machine, and she was wicked friendly. She was chatting me up about these. She was like, so you probably get this all the time, how long did that take you, and whatever. So we were talking about it. We were shooting the shit. It was kind of weird, and I don't know what that test was for. If anyone knows, please enlighten me, but I guess I passed because then she waved me on, and not everyone had to do that. It was just me, so I don't know how they picked me or what, but so that was kind of weird. But then we got in line and we put all the stuff in bins, and apparently your laptop has to go in a separate bin than anything else. I put it in with my phone, which was a mistake. I sent my stuff through, but everybody was going through the body scanner. There was nobody who was just going through a metal detector. Every single person was going through the body scanner. So I had no choice. I had to go through the body scanner. I wasn't packing. I wasn't obviously binding. And all you do is you step in, you put your arms over your head like this, and you turn to the side, and they press a button that's either male or female. So they immediately gender you visually. And so I assume that if you're, gender nonconforming or you get misgendered frequently, that would be a problem. But it wasn't for me because I have the privilege of passing. So they press male. I was, doing this, and the thing spins around, and I came out on the other side, and there was a woman waiting there, a TSA lady agent. She called over a male agent. She was like, oh, I'm gonna need another set of hands or something that ushered him over, and he said, stand with your legs apart, I'm gonna do a pat down. I don't know why they did that, but my mom got one too, actually. So I don't know if it was random, we were just traveling together, I'm not really sure. And my mom's cis, so I'm not really sure why they did the pat down on both of us, or on me specifically, but they did, and literally it was nothing. He was stand with your legs apart, and I was okay, and he literally just if he was looking for something, like, even if I had something there, like, he didn't do a good enough job to find it, because he literally just like, huh, huh, and that was it. I've seen pat downs on TV shows, and this was nothing like that, and I'm not sure if it's because it's a TV show or if it's because he was supposed to do it like that, but he just didn't. So then I had to get pulled to the side because I didn't put my laptop in a separate compartment than anything else. My phone was with it, so she had to like do a test. So she was like, please step over here, so I had to step all the way like behind the TSA line, which I wasn't really sure I was supposed to be behind, but in hindsight, I got through. So she like swabbed it down with something similar to what the first woman swabbed my hands down with, and she had to like put it through a special thing, and she was like, just so you know, like, these go through separate. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, sorry. She was like, no, not a problem, just so you know for next time. So I knew it wasn't anything like special, it just was that I did it wrong. So then, after I got through that, everything was fine. And the same thing happened coming back, although I didn't put my laptop the same, I put it in a separate bin, so that wasn't an issue. Nothing got swabbed, and I didn't get a pat down. I just had to go through the body scanner, and yeah, so that was, yeah, I mean, that was kind of weird, to go through, and I was scared because I've heard all these horror stories, and I wasn't sure what would set someone like off, and I wasn't sure if they could see if I was trans through the scanner, and I guess I was scared because I didn't really know what they see on their end, but it ended up being fine for me. I went through the body scanner twice, I got a pat down, and I got my hands tested for God knows what, but they didn't have that on it, I guess, because they passed. So yeah, airports can be pretty scary, and I understand why, because I lived in Boston when the planes that hit the World Trade Center flew out of Boston, and it was like, the Boston airport changed so much. I can't even begin to describe. And I get it, I get why they have to be so secure, but it's not really that I'm worried about. It's the discrimination and the fear of harassment, of course, and not being respected. Yeah, I've lucked out. Definitely, I've lucked out getting through airport security. I just want to say that I just did it, and I got through successfully, and that was fine. So if you are afraid, you know, it's probably going to be okay, but I hate it when people are like, oh no, you'll be fine, and it's like, you don't know that, and I don't know that you'll be fine going through the body scanner. Like, you know, everyone is different, and every airport is different, and every TSA agent is different, so, like, your experience could be totally different from mine. I don't know. So I hope that didn't, like, freak anyone out. I hoped that I calmed someone's nerves. If you have any questions about my recent experiences, comment them below, and I will definitely answer your questions. If you would like to see the video I made about VidCon, you can click here. In the light, it will come to you. I just made that video, so you know, feel free to go check it out on my personal channel, and thank you guys as always for watching, and I will see you next week.